Okay, just been out here looking over this John Deere 185 for the spring here. I haven't had this one too long, but I did just put on a new ignition switch. I rebuilt the engine last year, and I also put on I'm going to put on a new throttle lever as soon as that arrives. Everything else is looking pretty good, although as I'm looking at it, that front left wheel is cocked pretty bad to the side. So I'm going to try to see if that's a bent spindle or what we got going on there that would make a wheel lean over to that level, to that extreme. That one doesn't look too bad, but this one is way off kilter. So let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so first let's look at the good wheel. We got about a half a finger's of clearance in between it and the spindle. It's got a little play. I wouldn't say that's crazy excessive for a lawn tractor. But this one, by the way, I have it jacked up right now off the ground so we can see this. But this one is, let me put it on the tripod, it'll probably be easier to tell how we're doing. This one is moving excessively. So I'm going to pull the center cap over here, pull this wheel off and see what's going on. If the spindle's been eaten up, or if there's a bearing missing, or just really excessive play. Okay, I'm going to start by just working this cap off. Oh, that one actually come off easy. Oh yes, and this one has the famous John Deere retaining ring, not just the clip. So I'm going to have to go get some retaining ring pliers, or maybe I can get it off the old school way. Let me see if I can find my pliers. Okay, got the clip off. Let's see what kind of carnage awaits us. And that bearing has no internals to it. Now the next thing to see is how bad is this shaft. Oh look, the race is still on there. The bearing part that stays on there, that's still on there. That's actually a really good thing. Otherwise, the metal of the rim could have been scrubbing on the spindle, and we surely would have needed a new spindle. So it looks like it's just bearings here that we need. Let's just excavate some more and be sure. Here's all the original shim washers that would have been on there. Looks like those are all hogged out. Let's just see if we can get this. Yeah, that's the bearing race there. Good. Most of the time these spindles aren't hard to get out. Sometimes if somebody didn't, there is a grease zerk on John Deere's, thankfully. Sometimes they're very difficult to pound back out if water has been getting in there, or if they were never greased. This one has a little ridge there of some sort that it's hitting. I might have to do a little filing. Let me clean that up some more and see what that is. Can't quite see. Oh, right. Underneath. Yeah, there is some scoring. Let's see if I can get you under there. So here you're underneath now. Over here is where that would have been wearing. And yes, there is definitely some scoring. I was thinking it was going to be on the top, but right, that makes sense. It's on the bottom. We might be able to reuse this spindle because the bearing will be riding. Only the bearing race needs to ride where it rides. So as long as that doesn't have a big gouge where the bearing race goes on the new bearing, we should be okay. So let me just see if I can get this old bearing race off. If I can do that, that means the new one will go on, and then we'll have to see where it wants to sit once it goes on there. Yeah, it comes off. So you can see this is the balls would have been in there, and they are long gone. And these, I will take them all out. These are completely hogged out. I have no idea how they got that bad. And then we can clean this all up to see what that shaft really looks like, the spindle shaft. I'm calling it a spindle, axle, spindle, whatever it is. Oh, and it's whittled down on the end here too. The end bearing must be bad also. I just noticed this. Boy, is it difficult to do this in the camera. Down here you can see that's stepped pretty good. And under here too, this step here isn't good because that'll actually change the height of our wheel. Okay, the big reveal. Let's see if this one needs. Oh, good. The bearing's still in there. So let's see if it's any good. A little floppy, but it turns really nicely. This one, a little floppy, turns really nicely. We'll just replace them all. It does have the ball bearing types, and the good news is, well, that one has just the slightest amount of wear there. So at one time, either this bearing or either the bearing that's in it now or the bearing that was in it did whittle it down a little bit, but that amount there I'm not going to worry about. The other side is definitely worth replacing. Plus the spindle was stuck, so it had to come out anyway. This spindle flips around like a, even with the rod attached, flips around just perfectly. Even when it's in its up position, that's where it normally would ride. We'll of course grease all that before we put it back in. Before we, before we finish this job. This stuff here is just going to get into trouble. Just dirt build up. Could work its way in between there. We'll just get that out of the way. And then when the new grease comes, it'll flush all that right out. Alright, today I'm working on a John Deere 185 Hydro. And the problem is the wheel bearings are worn out. Luckily, John Deere, well, the one side they were worn out before, and then they rode up on the axles and ruined the axle. This one, the bearings are probably still good, but being that I have them, I'm going to replace all of them. John Deere does a good job. At least they use actual bearings, not bushings, and on most models they are greasable, although this one does not have a grease fitting to re-grease them, which is probably why they wear out. They're probably sealed bearings from the factory, and that's how they figure that's going to go. I'll probably put my own grease, add my own grease extra when I put them back together. But basically, there's one on each side. One on the inside, one on the outside. So what I'm going to do is take a chisel and go through on an angle and beat the one through the other side. Come right out. On. And then, so that's what that one looked like. And then on the other side, this one was an open bearing, which is funny. It is filled with grease, which is probably why it hasn't failed. They just fill the entire hub up by hand, I guess. And we'll just knock the other one through. And it should be laying down there. There it is. You can see the dirty difference, the dirty bearing, the dirt, black stuff, when the bearing grease obviously was a light amber color or brown. I'm going to get 100% of that old grease out, and then we're going to put our own grease, new bearings, call it a day. Okay, back here with the wheel again. I've got 100% clean inside. Luckily this one doesn't have a bit of rust because it did have a whole bunch of grease in it. And the bearings I've got here are just Chinese replica of what a real bearing should be. Bearings 3/4 inch ID, and I think it was inch and 3/8 OD. Yeah. There are different size axle shafts on different tractors. This bearing is not the sealed. It looks to be sealed, but actually, if you look right there, these aren't. So you can get grease in them again if these had the wheels that were greasable. But generally, you just fill it up, and then if it ever gets hot, the grease will flow again into the bearing, hopefully. Or you just throw them out and buy a couple more. So I'm going to start from the back. And they don't go in there too hard, but what you want to do is get a bearing driver or something that hits the outside. You do not want to hit this inside ridge, the inside ring, the inside race. You want to hit it on the outside, so that is what's pushing straight down. So I've just used a socket that's the same size. Just go down till it bottoms out. That's fine. Now I'm going to fill the whole cavity with grease. Obviously, we'll have to leave enough room for the shaft to go in later, but I'll probably just fill it up and let it squish out whatever it will. Alright, got that pretty much filled up. Squish this one in. This one almost goes in by hand, which may or may not be a good thing. Good. So that cavity is completely filled with grease, so it probably has already pushed some of my new grease in rather than out, and probably greased part of this bearing from the back side, which is great. So this one's ready to go back on. Just give it a little cleanup here before it gets everywhere, which it already probably has. Not too bad. And then when I push the shaft through, it'll just squish out whatever grease the shaft has to displace. And while I'm at it, before I put that on there, I'm going to grease this spindle because I can move it up and down and make that grease come out on the bottom, make the grease come out on the top to make sure that the spindle is well greased, because if not, you're going to run yourself into a nightmare of hard steering. Try to get some of that smooch off so it doesn't get into my bearing. And what I'm looking for is I want to see grease come out the top and the bottom. And that's easy to make it come out the bottom. Now I'll put it up. See if I can force it. And now I'm starting to see a little come out the top, but I'm going to continue to force all that old grease out. Move it a little bit. There's some coming out the bottom, that's no problem. I'm just trying to get as much of that old grease out as possible, because it obviously wasn't very liquid anymore. And yeah, okay, so now we flushed out all the old stuff as much as possible, at least from the bottom. And we got some come out the top. That's mostly the old grease, but that's fine. I see some red there, so that means the new stuff has gotten through. Work that around a little, push it down, push it up. That works very smoothly. Another thing this is supposed to have is it's supposed to have a machine bushing in between that and the snap ring, so you wouldn't wear against the snap ring on the top. But the thing is, the wheel's always going to be at the bottom, you know, pushing up, so I don't really see that's necessary to take it apart and put one in there. To take up the gap, I guess you would. I don't see that as necessary. Otherwise, you could do that. That's what was on the drawing. I just was inside looking. Okay, now I'm just going to try to, let's see, the outside. I want the valve stem facing out for my tractor. If your tractor has, and you can see the grease coming out, no problems. We'll just take that and just fix it right up with a paper towel there, no problems. If your tractor has hubcaps, you might want to put the thing facing in. It's just easier to get at next time. I'll just put the trim ring back on, or the clip back on, put the cap back on, and we're done on this side. Alright, got the clip back on. I'm just going to fill this whole cup with grease. This is the plastic type cup that actually grabs the rim, and one of the ways it stays on is through grease. So I'm going to try to, and that's too much grease to really get it on all the way. So I'm going to take some of that out. Okay, got to take most of that out. My bad. It's got a spring action because that grease is sealing it up so good that it can't even push the air out. There it goes. That way it won't fall off. Alright. That rolls perfect. And it has no play up and down now, which is what we were looking for.